Hi, y'all. Welcome to Spirit Mail. I'm Cheryl, and this is Daily Mail episode 30. Gosh, I really need to start looking at that stuff before I actually say it. I think it's 36. If it's not, you'll see the actual episode in the number in the title. I'm sorry. First thing I want to tell y'all is, look, y'all, I got my shirt in today from Teespring. A lot of you have ordered the Love Is My Religion one, and I have that one ordered too, so I'll be getting that one next. I'm real excited about it too. If you haven't been to the Teespring store, go look. There's only 3 designs there right now, but I'll be adding more as we go. Different things, hopefully to empower us, to remind us who we are, right? So let's talk about Roundtable. Y'all, it was so funny because I set my alarm clock for 4:30 this morning so I could get up and do another test run, because when Courtney and Warren and I got on last night to test it, it would not go live for us. So there was a little thing that said if it takes Zoom at least 24 hours to enable the live stream. And then it said click here to, anyway, we couldn't make it work. So I figured that there were some more hours that needed to pass. So I set my alarm clock for 4:30 so I could make sure to get up, because I stayed up a little bit late last night, so I could make sure to get up and test it. Well, I was up at 3, and I thanked Spirit for waking me up. I thought, well, I must need to be awake this long. So by 5 o'clock, I'd finally got it to work. So I was on live stream this morning at 5 o'clock, or a little bit somewhere between the 5 and 5:30 time period, and people started showing up, and it was so cool because I'm sitting here with my hair all mussed up and my coffee in my hands, and I look like an old woman with my glasses on, trying to see what's going on. It's dark, and it was fun. Everybody came in, they were like, hi, and it was like, hi. It I wasn't quite as anxious about live streaming as I thought that I would be with all that going on. But like I said, I've been on some that with all that going on, it just makes me so freaked out. But there was only like a few of us, like 30 or 40, or I think at the biggest point is like 34. Anyway, it was great. And so I figured out how to do it. I was all excited. So I was all ready to do Roundtable. And then Courtney, bless her heart, and Warren, bless his heart, showed up for Roundtable. Warren came in a little bit later, but y'all, there was an echo, like it just kept repeating. It's like we would say something, and then 20 seconds later, it would say it again. And I know there's a 20-second delay, so it's like Zoom was running back here and YouTube was running right here, but we could hear it all each time, and then it would do kind of just keep reverberating. So we're still trying to figure that out. I don't know. I think a couple hours after we turned it off, I was trying to figure it out. I felt like a little mouse in a maze. I'd bump up against the wall and then go another direction, because the directions they gave me, the rules I followed them just the way they said to, so I don't understand the hiccup there. But anyway, so I was about to go delete it. And because, it's kind of embarrassing, right? I couldn't do it. But anyway, so I went to delete it, and right as I was about to delete it, my broker popped into my head, the broker that I went to work for whenever I started real estate in 2008, 2009. Anyway, she popped into my head, and I love her to pieces, and she's actually a distant relative of mine. But I can remember before I went to work for her, I idolized her. Y'all, I thought she was just so amazing, because she was a single mom with, listen to me, 10 kids. I'm not kidding you, 10 kids. And she worked, sent her kids to school. I mean, she worked her tail off, but she was there, and she was very successful. So, I mean, I just thought, wow, to be so smart. And she always seemed so put together and all that stuff. And I thought, I wish I could be like her. And I actually had visited with her one time before about doing real estate while I was still selling cars. I had visited with her about it and asked her, what do agents make? And whenever she told me what most agents make, I was like, oh, I didn't want to go work for that. You know, I figured maybe it was because we were in a rural community. There wasn't a whole lot of money in it or whatever. Well, somehow or another later on, I ended up doing it anyway. In 2009, I got my license and went to work with her at her office. And during that time, there's a point to this whole story. During that time while I was working for her, and I love her to pieces, and she's super, super smart and very, very talented. But her desk was always a wreck. She was always, she knew exactly where stuff was. But if you came in and looked at her desk, you'd be freaked out. Like probably if somebody came in and looked at my desk, they would be freaked out. I mean, no kidding. I'm just like that. But for a long time, it was that thought about myself that kept me from stepping into something bigger for myself, right? But whenever I went to work with her, I thought, well, golly, if she can be this successful with all of this, you know, craziness going on around her desk, then I could probably do it too. So, and I did 4 years later, because in Louisiana, you have to be a broker for 4 years before you can apply to, you have to be an agent for 4 years before you can apply for your broker's license. So 4 years later, I applied for my broker's license and I opened a brokerage, and it was quite successful. So as soon as I went to delete that video, it's like Spirit made me think of her, and I laughed out loud. So I decided to leave it. And the reason I decided to leave it is because I felt like Spirit was telling me somebody out there in YouTube land that watches Spirit Mail likely has something that they want to do, but they think they have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect, y'all. You don't. And listen, everybody that has commented, the people that got on for the 5 o'clock live that I didn't intend to be live on YouTube, but you know, it was there. I was just testing it, and these people started coming in. So for that, everybody was so nice and so genuine. And for the round table, the same thing. The people that came in, everybody was so nice and so genuine. We worry about people judging us, right? But you know, it goes back to us. We make things up in our head sometime. And you know what? Somebody out there might have been judgmental about it, and they just didn't put it in the comments. That's okay. That's okay. I feel like, and if somebody did put in the comments that I haven't seen yet, that's okay too. Because it's just an example of, y'all, we're human, you know, and I'm not on here claiming to be any kind of guru, especially not a tech guru. That is like the last thing I would claim to know anything about. So, and I'm not, you know, to sit here and read all these tutorials and listen to all these tutorials. I think to myself, technology's so great, it should only be a couple clicks of a button, right? And that's the way Zoom and YouTube had it in their thing. It's just a couple clicks. You do this and you do this, and then you click there and you go live. So it just, you know, I followed those click rules. So if there's something more in depth, I'm going to figure it out later on. Warren has agreed he has agreed to get back on with me to see if we could figure it out together. However, I did also learn after the fact that there is a private button that I could press private. So y'all don't be looking for us. We're gonna be goofing off with it, trying to figure it out in private. It's not gonna be live public on YouTube. But my goal is definitely to get that up and running, because I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be enlightening. Again, there were 2 other people, Kim and Evie, that are supposed to join us. I've sent the links to them. I think Evie got on quite a bit after we were done with it. But anyway, whenever we get it figured out, we're going to announce a time to do it again. But next time you won't be listening to all that reverberation in the background of our voices and all that. It wasn't really in the background. It was like it was crazy. But anyway, I want to thank y'all so much. And then we pulled was that this morning? No, that was for Roundtable. I pulled that card, the Oracle message, and it was home. And what was so exciting about that for me was that it was like, it's true. I feel like I'm at home. I feel like you guys are so supportive. Look, I'm getting emotional. I feel like you guys are so supportive of me. And I am so grateful for that, because I do feel like y'all are my home. It's like y'all are important to me. I mean, you'll never replace my kids. Don't get all excited, because I love my kiddos and my grandkids. But I truly feel like you're something very special in this world. And I am so grateful and so humbled to be a part of it all. I'm grateful that you allow me to be a part of your journey. And I am grateful that you're a part of my journey. It's just amazing to me. So anyway, that is our Roundtable, our Daily Mail. See, I got Roundtable in the brain. That's our Daily Mail segment for tonight. We don't have to be perfect. And it's okay to mess up. You know, no big deal. And if somebody doesn't like it, that's okay too. That's their thing. But none of us are perfect. And some of us have strengths in other areas, and some of us have strengths in other areas. That's just the way it is. But I love you guys. Let's get the PS. If there's anything I forgot to say or something I could have said better. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for everything that you do for us. I thank you for the messages that you deliver to us. And I thank you for those little strokes of genius, like leaving that up there so somebody else might understand it's okay. You can get on YouTube and not be perfect. It's okay, really. You can do anything and not be perfect. It's okay. So anyway, God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, again, thank you for everything. Thank you for clear and concise messages. Thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Please show us clearly what is the PS that goes along with this message. Okay. Look. It's about, look, and this is so true. You know, I talked about my broker and that, you know, that whenever I saw her desk and how everything was just like, oh my God, that's what gave me the courage to step my game up. And so but she was passionate, right? She was passionate about what she did, and she had pure intentions about everything she did, and she had purpose with her job, you know. I mean, and she was this queen, right? And that's how I feel about this channel. Okay, it didn't work. So what? We're going to try it again. I'm passionate about it, and I love it. And that's what I think. That's what Spirit's saying. All you have to have is a good intention, a good pure intention. And you know what? If you fall, it's not a big deal. Get back up. My mom used to say, I used to laugh because my mom, I didn't laugh when she would say this. My mom used to say, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Well, when I got my fourth divorce, actually when I got my third divorce, people would say, you've been married 3 times? Yeah, my mom always said, if at first you don't succeed, try again. And I'm not making light of marriage by any means, but, you know, I mean, laugh or cry. What are you going to do? We got to take our thoughts captive because it's what's in here that comes out in our life, right? So I feel like Spirit's saying that with this message. Be passionate about what you do. Passionate and perfect are 2 different things. Be passionate about what you do. Look, do the things that work for you and leave the other things behind. That might be a message for me that we're not supposed to do Roundtable, but I don't think so. But do the things that work for you, and don't worry about the things that you can't do, or come back for them later, or whatever. It's like, focus on your strengths, right? Focus on your strengths and build yourself up about that. But again, it's not about being perfect, and understand that it's not about being perfect, but it's about being passionate. They're two different things. Look, I love this cup. I love talking about this. The Four of Cups, because in the traditional, in the Rider-Waite Tarot, it's a guy sitting there. He's so focused on these three cups that he never sees the one that the universe is trying to bring him. So whenever we can stay in our creativity, again, whether we're stepping into uncharted waters that we're not sure of or not, it's like God or Creator or Source, whoever you talk to, if we stay in that creative space with our heart open, we can see what they're trying to bring us, right? So stay in that creative space, and don't be so hard on yourself about what you know, right? Don't be so hard on yourself about what you know your truth is. Because if you allow yourself to be open a little bit, Creator, God, Source, whoever it is that you call it, may show you a whole new something about yourself that you didn't even know was there. Like whenever I was went to work for my cousin, that broker. I may have never been a broker if I didn't see how successful she was, and she was just as not messy, but just she had no filing system. She was just like I was, and so I was like, well, if she can do it, I can do it, right? So hopefully those videos will stay there, and hopefully they will be an inspiration for you to say, well, Cheryl can do that. I can do that, right? Because I wasn't successful at it, but I'm gonna be. Guys, y'all have a super duper evening. I love y'all so very much. And again, thank you so much for being part of my journey, and thank you for allowing me to be a part of yours. Have a super duper evening. Bye.